Alrighty, it is turbo time. What's up, y'all? Welcome back. If you're new here, welcome to the video, welcome to the channel. In today's video on the Evo build, as we move forward, we're going to be putting on the turbo. We had this thing sent off to AGT a while back now, but we got lots of new stuff in here. We are going to be running a FP Black on the car, and yeah, this thing should look good as new. Tyler took care of this thing super fast. I was very surprised by how fast he got it done, but here she is. Now, before we get going too much on this, I want to get everything laid out here so I can see what we got to work with. Brand new lines. Those look super nice. Goes to the lower intercooler pipe. And some studs. Which we have some titanium studs that goes from the manifold to the turbo, I do believe. I'll have to look at that and see, but new hardware. And then we also, I was running stock wastegate on this thing, and it hit me later on. I'm like, probably shouldn't run stock wastegate on this thing because the wastegate would end up holding us back for power and whatnot. And so I went ahead and went with a Turbo Smart. So we'll be swapping that out here in a minute. Oil feed line, which we have running from the filter housing, so that'll be nice. All right, and then this is the brand new OEM return line. So got everything laid out here. Should be pretty straightforward, I think. So yeah, let's dive in. First things first, where's my tape? I want to cover up my inlet so there's nothing getting inside of that. As I'm taping up this inlet here, I wanted to put some photos on the screen of what Tyler found as he was going through this thing. And I mean, you know, something went through these fins and destroyed it from when the engine blew. And this is another example of this shop that put it back together and just the lack of attention to detail that they had. They just wanted this car out of their shop and out of their hair. And I have gone over this several times in several videos about things I have found during this build and this rebuild. And it's just one more thing. And as a performance shop, you know, I just feel like if you see a motor blown up as badly as this one was, apparently, you would just know what to look for and know, you know, what to keep an eye out for. And so they definitely did not hear, and I'm super glad we sent this thing off to Tyler, got it taken care of and got it fully rebuilt. We got all new internals and all that stuff, so we should be good to go. Okay, we got the inlet all taped up. Let's get out our Turbo Smart wastegate. Need to get the arm on this thing adjusted properly. Basic components of the wastegate actuator. Put on this little guy. And then we just thread it on. That looks like a 12. Yeah. They do not give you a new Carter pin, so I'm gonna have to be careful with this one. Now, let's get these off of here. Stock wastegate is off. And ta-da! Gloves. Okay. I mean, that went right on to the mount there for the wastegate, so I'm guessing I had that adjusted properly. We can always adjust it later, I suppose, but that looks pretty good to me. So I'm gonna put the Carter pin back in. Next up, we'll put on the J-pipe. I think that's what that's called. Goes like this, I do believe. So let's get that mounted on there with the gasket. That is on, but not tight. I mark everything with a blue paint pen anyway, so won't have to worry about it being loose or whatever, but we'll go back and tighten that once it's on the car. Okay, next up, we're just getting the coolant lines on. And so this one will go right here. A little banjo bolt. If I can separate them. Why are you stuck together? What is happening? One there. And then we just snug her on down. Putting this on here. Actually, this is like an M6 probably. I'm gonna get some titanium. I have some of that. Hang on. Excuse me, can I get in right here? Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Okay. Now on the other one, I had to break off this little tab right here because it loses its mount here. And I looked at an old picture that I had, and the old one, the stock one that we had on there, it was broke off there as well. So had to remove that tab because there's nowhere to mount it to, and it just kind of I put it on there and it was kind of like getting close to where the intake would have to mount right there where the silicone coupler goes. And so I just bent it back and forth a little bit and it came right off. So no biggie there. And now we'll just mount this one on right here. And we should have our coolant lines all good to go. I'll need to check my little booklet and see what the specs are on these for torque value. But for right now, I think we should be able to go ahead and put on our titanium studs for the manifold 2 housing here. It is the 4 bolts there. I do need to order some studs for the O2. Don't want to touch those fingerprints and whatnot. I had my gloves on, then I took them off and I was like, I don't need them anymore. In there like swimwear. Cool. All right, now we're just gonna put the oil feed fitting on here. We'll be all good. I went ahead and took off the J pipe because it's kind of awkward to put it on here, and I can always put it on when it's on the car, so I didn't need to have that on right now. And I think I want to order some different bolts for that, and so we'll just leave that off for now. But our little feed port right here will go on. That looks a little tight, if I do say so myself. One would argue too tight. I'm gonna look something up real fast and see how this should go. We're down here by the oil filter, and I'm gonna put on our little feed fitting right here. I'm gonna put some thread sealant on here with some PTFE. Then we don't have to worry about this anymore. Okie dokie. Those are nice and clean. You'll grab a wrench and we'll lock that down. All right, now we'll do the gasket. It's really hard to put it on the wrong way, I feel like. It's kind of shaped how it's supposed to go, so right like that. And then I think we can pop this thing on now. Am I correct? I think so. All right, so I wasn't filming it, but I got kind of distracted and I was trying to get those studs out of there, and it took me for the last hour trying to get one of those studs out. We got the torch out, we got the PB Blast, and it finally broke free, but it would not come out of there. But we got it, and now all these studs are off of here, so we can put in some new ones or whatever. But yeah, all those are done, so let's throw this thing on and see how it looks. Alrighty, let's get this thing lined up here, just like that. Ta-da! Just need to grab my washer, nut, I think my little tool that I made in the last video is going to come in super handy this time, because there's another couple tight spots back here. Probably, honestly, maybe should have put this on before I put on the manifold. Should have put it all together, because I don't know if I can get back here or not. Son of a bitch. That's going to be rather unfortunate if I can't get it on there, but we're going to try. The rest of them should be fine. I should be able to get to those with my little tool that I made, but that one in the back has me a little bit worried. Looks pretty good. I went ahead and took off that one water line because I do need to move it to get this, I think to get this feed line on. I'm going to go ahead and put it on here and see if I can even get it. I think this little spout is just too long, and I don't know that they're going to work together how they're supposed to. But let me thread this thing on here and see if I can get them both on there at the same time. I just think this big knuckle that screws onto the fitting is right in the way where the water line goes. Let me try to get the water line and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Well, I was able to get the water line on there. It is a little bit crooked. It does stick up a little bit higher here. It's supposed to be rotated this way a little bit, but the hose will flex. There's no problem there. So I guess that's how it's supposed to be. It is very, very tight, as you can see. Let me try to zoom in here a little bit. It's very, very tight right there. If I were to remove it, I would have to remove the water line and the oil feed, because this right here definitely will not rotate. They are pretty much together. So yeah, I mean, it's tight, super tight, but it fits. All right, speaking of these lines right here, this one is good. We got one of the new OEM ones for this one, but the one that's down here, the return, that one has been discontinued. And so we had one made on here before. It was a cruddy one though, so we're gonna make a new one that goes from right there to right there on the turbo, and we'll make a new one of those. Luckily we have some Vibrant hose here, and so I'm gonna measure it out, get it taken care of. Is it excessive to have the hose cutters from Vibrant? Yes, probably. Have they come in handy? Yes, certainly. Is it fun to have? Absolutely. Give her a quick boom. Easy as that. And just like that, we have a new return line, all good to go there. I have to get some clamps still, I've yet to get those, but yeah, everything with the coolant is all good to go. Okay, so I needed a wrench to tighten down that turbo to the manifold, so I went to the store, got a new 12mm 12 point, and so we just did this to a 10mm just the other day, and so we grinded out half of it, and so it's an open-ended 12 point, and you can get it in there and tighten things down. So we're gonna do the same thing to this one, and so with that being said, to the grinder. And just like that, we have a new wrench. Now, I had to do a little bit more modification than the other one. We had to cut off the open-ended part about like that, and we rounded it off. Looks like an actual tool, if you ask me. It was a little bit too long. I couldn't get the wrench in there to like rotate it any. I could get it on there, but it wouldn't like move a bunch. So this should help out quite a bit. Still fits in the hand. Should be awesome. Oh, hell yeah. You won't ever be able to see it, but it works. We're taking on water, Captain. Keep working, you lad lover. Yep, you guessed it, more wiring work. I'm gonna have to do a separate video and like explain what all we've done here, because this has been so spread out across several videos, but we were doing some more wire work until, well, you probably can't see me, and that is because we just lost power. Let's see if I can find my phone. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so light please. There we go. Yeah, ooh, spooky. Yeah, power just went out, so I don't have any lighting in here. We will see how long this lasts and see what happens, and I guess if it's out for a while, I guess I am done for the day. I tried to work as much as I could with the lights off, but it was becoming increasingly obvious that the power was not coming back on anytime soon, and so, yeah. We're gonna set the camera right about here, and I'm gonna hold this light like this and try to do this. Yeah, so the power is still off. I'm not sure how long it's gonna be off. The storm sounds pretty bad outside. The wind is like rocking the door back and forth here occasionally. And so we're supposed to have like 50-mile-an-hour gusts of wind or whatever. So I'm gonna go ahead and end it off here. I tried to do some work in the dark here, but it's a little hard to do. So yeah, we got the turbo and stuff on. I ordered a titanium stud kit for the O2 housing. That should be here in a couple days, and then we can move on with that. And then we should be able to get on the intercooler and stuff like that here soon. And so just moving right along. And yeah, thanks for watching. I do appreciate it very much. As always, drop a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about the turbo and all that kind of good stuff. And we'll see you next time, hopefully with some power. Bye.